Technology, Development, and Commercialization at the University Health Network. That is, the University Health Network is Toronto General Hospital. They have a network of hospitals. There's like 3 or 4 hospitals that are connected with them that are all part of the University Health Network. Okay, so this is the Marr Center. And when we come out, we will be right at Women's College Hospital. So I'll take a little look over there too, since that is part of Hospital Row. Even though it's not right beside the other hospitals, it's still part of the large concentration. Princess Margaret. See, all these hospitals, they all work together. We're getting closer to personalized cancer medicine. They keep saying there's going to be a cure for cancer. We better do it soon, because the rise in cancer seems to be going like crazy. There's more and more people that are coming down with cancer. So one of these days, they will have a cure, and lots of people will get to live a full life instead of dying at an early age, especially children too. All down here, all medical facilities. Down this street. Okay, so continuing on. We are at College Street here. Lots of medical buildings in this area. This here is the Red Cross, and they deal with blood services. Oh, it's not called the Red Cross anymore, it's called Canadian Blood Services. So you have them over here, and right across the road you have the the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Ontario. So this is basically the union for all doctors. And there's the front of the Marr Center. It used to be the Toronto General Hospital, the historic part of the Toronto General. And one of the towers here, as you could see, is the Cancer Research Tower for Princess Margaret, which is the cancer hospital. Continuing up, our tour is almost over. We're at the last major hospital in the area. And this one, of course, specializes in women's issues, but men can go here too. It's for everybody. I've been to this hospital a number of times. We're on Grenville. So here we are, Women's College Hospital. Big pink cube in the corner. Right across the street there is the Ontario Nurses Association, as you can see. This tower here. So you got the nurses on one side and the doctors on the other side. Both unions there in that one building. Everything is very concentrated here. Really, this whole district is a district for medical research and medical care. Women's College Hospital. So that's the main entrance there. It's a brand new building. It's not the nicest building. Looks kind of like a garage. I don't like the architecture here. The cube is nice, but other than that, I guess the main point is not the architecture. The main point is, do they give good medical care? And from everything I've heard, yes, they do. As a matter of fact, I don't think there's any hospital that I've been to where you haven't gotten professional, good medical treatment. That's the one thing, is that I hear a lot of people saying that, oh, if Medicare is free, no one's going to do a good job, but that's not true. Doctors work for their salaries just like anybody else, and researchers work for their salaries just like anybody else, and everybody, you know, has to do a job that's good enough to maintain their standing. So I guess that's about it. We're looking at the blood service building here. So this is Hospital Row. These aren't the only hospitals in downtown Toronto. This is just one. This is just the biggest cluster grouping of hospitals. There are lots of other medical institutions. And another thing too in Canada, if you don't have your own medical doctor, all these hospitals have their own like little clinics for people that don't have family doctors. And there's lots and lots of walk-in clinics. So you don't really need to have a family doctor. I didn't have one for a number of years when I first moved back to Toronto a while ago. For the first couple of years I didn't have a regular doctor. I do now have a family doctor, but then I didn't. So I used to go to the Mount Sinai walk-in clinic. And what you're dealing with there is student doctors. So every 2 years you have a different doctor, because the students finish school and they go back to their countries. So that's why you're much better off with one family physician that knows your history, and you have him long term and he knows what's going on, which is what I have now. So, like I said, you don't pay anything. The only thing you really got to pay for is if you're working and you want to take a day off work or a couple of days and you need a doctor's note, it doesn't cover that. And also, you can get private insurance to cover extras. Like if you want to get a room that's a private room, you don't automatically get that in Canada. You have to pay extra. So you're going to pay for a room, like a single room, or else you get insurance. There are private insurance companies that cover like extras, like if you want a private room, if you want a TV, if you want this and that, it's covered if you have insurance. Where if it's not, you got to pay for the TV, you got to pay for, you know, non-medical procedures. Not procedures, non-medical issues, like, you know, a TV, or maybe if you want to, I don't know. I'm not sure if the internet is covered. Maybe if you want internet service, you got to pay extra for that. I'm not sure. So here we are. Now we are on Bay Street, is it? Yeah, Bay Street. And I guess this is where the tour is going to end. The next major street over is Yonge. That's where the subway is. But this is basically the end of the Discovery District. Usually all the hospitals and medical buildings end on this street here. Actually, you know what? I'll take you down to one. Let's take a walk down here. This here is a medical building. All kinds of private medical clinics here. Now the thing is with private medical clinics, they're not owned by the government. They're owned by private companies, but it's paid for by the government. So you just show your health card and everything is 100% paid for. But they are for-profit private companies. They're just providing a service, and they have to take your health card. So they can't, you know, charge you extra for any medical thing. They have to treat everybody the same. That's the law. So you just show your card and everything's covered. Now the reason I'm coming down here is because Sick Kids Hospital, which is on University Avenue, has their new research center here. And the research center is actually pretty nice. So let's walk down Bay Street here. Okay. Now I fully admit that I am an advocate for Canadian healthcare, and that's because I've had a few medical issues here and there, and everything was taken care of, and I was happy with the service. I like the fact that it's free. You don't have to worry about how you're going to pay for it. Will your medical company cover it? Am I going to get good treatment, bad treatment? You know everything's covered, and you don't have to worry about the cost. And I think that's a huge burden to take off you, because if you're sick, you're already stressed out with whatever illness you have. Let's say you had something like cancer, right? You're already worried if you're going to live or die. You do not need the added stress of, will the insurance company pay for it? Will they cancel my insurance? Which a lot of them have done when things become too expensive. So can you imagine paying for insurance for 30 years and you're never sick? Then all of a sudden you get cancer. And then after the first treatment, your medical company says, sorry, we're not covering you anymore. From now on, you're on your own. And the medical treatment costs $100,000 or $200,000 and you don't have it. That's one worry Canadians do not have. So, one good thing is, because of all the hospitals in the area that run 24 hours a day with nurses and everything, this Tim Hortons is the 24-hour Tim Hortons. So whenever I'm in the downtown area and I can't find a 24-hour Tim Hortons, I walk a block over and I know that this one's going to be open because of all the hospital workers that work here 24 hours a day. See, all these buildings here are all medical buildings. Well, there's condos too. Of course, it's Toronto. There's got to be condos, right? But all those other buildings there, you see R. Fraser Elliott building. That's a medical research building. You got a Shoppers Drug Mart. And here we are. Here's the building for Sick Kids Hospital, the research building. It's a brand new building, just went up in the last year or two. That's Sick Kids right there. And here's the Sick Kids Research Center. And as you can see, it's got a really cool design on the front there. Let me just walk out a little bit. Okay, here we go. Center for Research and Learning. Sick Kids. So it's the Peter Gillian Center for Research and Learning, Sick Kids. Now that is cool. Come on. Look at all those beautiful curves. Brand new. I think it's $250 million research center. So Okay, so we're on Elm Street now, Elm and Bay Street.